So I'm just getting harassed here panhandling at Clifton Hills and Falls, in Niagara Falls, and Gavin here is saying that there's no panhandling here. But was the first panhandler here today. Normally there's several panhandlers here all day long, and I highly doubt this individual is going to come back and harass those panhandlers. He plays this subliminal switch, showing his culpability right there. And it's a win for me seeing this. So he's pretending he's on his phone now that I'm here.
I'm not.
You were like, as soon as I recorded filming, you pretended to be busy. It's 10:51 a.m. and Wednesday, August 28th, and there's gonna be a bunch of panhandlers here throughout the day. There's a panhandler sign right there. There's two panhandler signs. There's one right there, right where that person's walking. There's a sign there. Then there's a sign right there. And I guarantee you they're not going to get harassed by Gavin like I am, Christian Eric Arnie Meyer, or soon to be eminent Cristiano Meyer Diggins. And he's saying he's a traffic cop. He's saying that this is park property. And I said that there would have to be signs saying that this is park property. And once again, why is there no signs needed?
Sorry, your question was?
Why is there no signs needed on the public sidewalk to say that this is park property? That this is what? That I can't panhandle here, first of all. There's no signage saying no panhandling.
Got it. David Lawrence Daviel. Court action.
They're dealing with another similar instance, actually, just on Murray Street there. But
so why is there no signage saying you can't panhandle here? And after I showed you that Justice Robert Senta, an Ontario Superior Court judge, said that they passed provisions favoring panhandling. So why is there no signage? What's your?
Sorry. I can't speak for that.
Well, then you can't harass me anymore.
I'm not harassing you.
You are harassing me, and I guarantee you, I'm going to film later on. There's going to be panhandlers that aren't going to be harassed by you or the provincial officers with traffic on the back. Right? I'm going to come back here and I'm going to panhandle when they're panhandling, and I'm going to get harassed. And how come they're not going to get harassed? I can see their signs where they're coming back and they're going to utilize their signs.
Absolutely.
Right. So what's your excuse?
What do you mean? What is my excuse?
For playing the subliminal switch?
My job is to ask you to leave. That's my responsibility, and I'm doing that.
When I'm asking you, why is there no signage? I wouldn't come here if there was signage. Why are you wasting my time by not having signs?
I'm not wasting your.
You are wasting my time. You're making me leave. It's wasting my time. Anyways, Gavin, this is all recorded. So now there's a new officer. I walked 100 meters and he was able to get my description and find me as I was walking in less than a minute. M. Henry must be one of the best fucking detectives on the force. Less than a minute, he was able to ascertain where I was walking through the parking lot, that I walked this way, and he parked specifically. So I was walking through there. I could have walked all the way around there. I walked through there. Now look at how many police are here for panhandling.
Okay, are you done with your preamble?
Yeah.
Okay. So that area, like I said,
that doesn't have any signage.
And that's why I have to talk to you. That's why I'm talking to you.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Well, you talk to me.
If there were
Explain.
signs, I wouldn't have to talk to you.
Well, if there was signs, then I would know.
Hey, buddy.
If there was signs, then I would know, like no parking, like right there, fire route.
Correct.
Then people wouldn't stop there.
Exactly.
Right. So if there was signs, then your job would be obsolete because people wouldn't be there. Right. So you want to keep your job, I guess. Right.
Exactly.
Rather than a sign that would prevent me from panhandling there and saving everybody a whole bunch of time.
Dude, I just want to get on with my day and just talk to you about the law down there.
Well, I want to not get harassed panhandling like I do every single day.
Okay, so down there is owned by the Niagara Parks Commission,
which isn't designated whatsoever.
Which is a provincial agency that has a provincial act called the Niagara Parks Act in place.
Okay.
Okay, the Niagara Parks Act covers Niagara Parks Commission property and it prohibits certain acts. begging, soliciting, climbing walls.
But
all
if
of that
for
stuff.
no trespassing, you need a no trespassing sign.
I'm not talking about trespassing.
I know, but panhandling should have a sign. Like that sign, once again, fire route, no parking, right? So there would be a signage would be needed.
And if you
Justice Robert Senna changed the law April 3rd, 2024, favoring panhandle.
okay.
Favoring panhandle.
And so you can for sure put that in as a recommendation to the Parks Commission, but I'm just talking to you about the law. Since there aren't signs there, the only other way that you would know is by me telling you, which is why I'm telling you.
So I expect you to tell every panhandler.
We do.
No, you don't.
We do.
No, you don't. Like I go there every day and see panhandlers.
Okay.
Why do you think I go panhandling there? Because it's a successful area where people panhandle, right? That's why people go panhandling where they see other people panhandling.
I'm just
They
telling you
assume
the
it's
law.
legal because
I'm-
when I Google search it, if I Google search falls in the Clifton Hill on Google, am I allowed to panhandle at that intersection? It's not going to say that it's Parks property. It's
Well,
not going to say any of that.
I wouldn't listen to Google then.
Well, it's an information source.
Because I'm telling you that we have the geographical maps and locations of where the Parks Commission property is.
But it
on a legal
appears
map.
to be sidewalk.
And
It appears to be sidewalk to everybody.
sidewalked,
Like where I wasn't sitting on parks. I was on sidewalk.
which is owned by the Parks Commission property.
But it should be designated.
It's
It should be
owned-
designated so every single person walks by, they're assuming they're walking on sidewalk.
It's public access, but just like every public access place, there are bylaws in place. The Niagara Parks Commission is a provincial agency with a provincial act in place.
Because really all what happens is now there's another security. She's harassed me in the past. And so anyways, all I do is get bounced around for the subliminal system where they want to try to set me up. They can't get the cons.
I'm not
So
telling I'm not telling you where to go. I'm just saying you can't do it down there. If you want to go walk down there, that's fine.
But I'm telling you, I'll go somewhere else and then somebody else is going to, the same location,
I don't-
please,
I don't
came up
police
to me.
that area.
I know, but I'm getting harassed by different levels of the service branch. And you know, very near future, I'm going to be the king of the world, like king of the British Commonwealth.
Oh, that's good.
Like I'm not even bullshitting.
I
Like,
don't think you are. I
like-
wish you nothing but luck.
like
I'm
in the
just
very
telling
near
you.
future, wind is going to go into your car, be converted into a hydrogen fuel cell, providing heating, cooling, and power for your
Very
car. And that's going to help for residential, commercial, and industrial. So anyways, they keep me poor, they keep me panhandling because I'm the smartest guy on the planet.
Okay.
That changed cars
All right,
and buildings,
So listen.
right?
Now,
So,
since there isn't a sign in place, I've told you now what the prohibited activity is there.
well, yeah, I won't go there anymore.
So you can't panhandle there. If you do panhandle there, you've now been informed.
Okay.
You will be charged, and if you don't move along upon request.
Well, panhandling, it's a $500 fine. So how could you escalate it to a criminal offense?
I never said the word criminal.
No, but you said you'd be charged.
Yeah.
To anybody else, that implies a criminal record, right? A $500 fine, I might take that chance, but a criminal record, I never
It's
would.
not a criminal charge,
Okay,
But you
okay,
could-
and I'm finished here.
but it is a prohibited activity on a private premise.
Okay, I won't do it, but
Okay.
but at the same time, you know, it's going to be designated in the future. So, anyways, it was impossible for that officer to know where I was, and what are the odds of the police to be in that proximity in less than a minute? They can't solve real crime, but there was 2 officers and a security guard for a panhandling thing in less than 2 minutes. The response time, only for me. And once again, he never. How did he know I was going to cut through the parking lot and be where we intersected without him secretly surveilling me? It would be impossible because the other officer would have been following up behind, would have seen me walking there, and there was the traffic cop wasn't there. So I resumed the video. So there's going to be new cons since new proximity, but new people are walking by me to hack my biology. So getting all those perpetrators. But anyways, where I am, there's a higher traffic flow, so there's going to be more acceleration of cars to try to steal attributes. That's all they do. I just walked 300 meters and they made me sweat to take off my shirt, so restricting anybody from leeching attributes off me, because they never privatized my mind, and so artificial intelligence systems are restricted until I'm officially king of the world. And I can't wait for artificial intelligence and me to lead the world. So you know what? It's only a $500 fine. I think I'm probably gonna call their bluff one day and allow it to get escalated to the fine, and then and then dispute it in court, because anytime they see me, that means they profiled me, because there's very little chance where I was, where I showed in the video, he would have, like, the chances of seeing me and radioing in the description of me, and then him being able to ascertain it. And there's right there, I just showed somebody that was violating right behind a cop, and they didn't do a fucking thing about it, but the same people were able to find this panhandler in less than a minute and be like, yep, that's his description. This panhandler walking up the hill. I had enough time to walk up the hill, and there was already another cop there, and then another cop came, and then the security guard came. So it was all part of the con. So they would have been selling different cons when they arrived. And I mentioned the subliminal system, and they didn't say a fucking thing. And once I'm king of the world, right, there's going to be no clemency at their execution trials, right? If the people come to the town for a big fish, they're expecting to win the lottery. All they do is restrict their family's ability ever to get my biological immortal kids. Because as if I'm gonna share my DNA with people that leech my strength and my abilities because of their penis envy. It's like and most of them, like, they're like, unless they're the best looking woman in their country, and they're a Nobel laureate candidate and a pro athlete candidate, then they're probably not in my fucking league, right? I have to be aged to look this old. I'd be 25. I'd look 25 years old. And that's just for these app evil cultivators, right? Like, but for the average inherently good person, right? Once I am officially king and not panhandling, getting harassed panhandling, then I might change that narrative, right? Like, but the women that I have kids with and raise as my own are going to be the best candidates for that particular sector, right? Like, so there's going to be kind of like a bachelor show, and they're going to be the best candidates, and it all comes down to chemistry, really, ultimately at the end, because it's going to be like, I'm going to be having kids for that particular sector, so that means they would be their mom, so they would be influencing them, right? So our chemistry would have to be pretty awesome, because we're going to be at events throughout for the rest of their lives, right? Yeah, so I'm pretty sure when the Justice amended the anti-panhandling law, because now you're allowed to panhandle near ATMs, so I'm pretty sure you'd be allowed to panhandle in parks or on sidewalks that are near parks, right? Like, that's what this is all about. Every single person that walks by there doesn't assume they're walking on a park, and they can't have ambush people with crimes and fines because they don't designate it with signage, right? Why do you think we have signs? Like right across the street here, they have a no stopping sign. Clearly, they're just trying to exploit impoverished people. Panhandlers, $500 is a lot of money. When they could put up a sign, and then they would never panhandle there, right? But the government would never, like I said, the guy wants his job security, and he kind of smiled, right? But he's going to be replaced by a fucking sign or artificial intelligence, because people aren't competent to make decisions, powerful decisions over people without trying to rule them. Like the Machiavellian concept people that all they do is try to rape my existence. So I'm going to dominate them, their families, for the rest of the time. So if I do get harassed again, I'm going to make a compilation of today, because really basically all they do is if I'm not getting metrics in the subliminal system, then they harass me. But there's security, police. Like one day, the same location. First it was police officers, and the police officers were basically, how long were you gonna be there? Then the security guards were trying to pull us a power trip later on that day in the same spot, and they got me to move so I'd be under surveillance by the weed store, so they could broadcast indifference, and they think I don't know this, right? So, like, Canna Cabana will not exist as a company. Like if it's a franchise, the entire franchise won't exist because of that one worker, and they violate my experience. She's like, you can't use the store anymore, and they did have one cheaper product there that I did use, but all they ever got was like $8 out of me, $8.40 out of me at a time. That was about it. That's all they were worth. right? So now I don't mind going out of my way to avoid their business. I don't mind. Like, I'll walk, right now I'm boycotting Tim Hortons. I'll walk out of my way to get Tim Hortons unless it's after midnight, usually. Unless it's after midnight, when I have no selection. So that being said, anybody who's ever held power over me and wielded it, as you know, I appear to be impoverished in a panhandler, but I'm the most influential person on the planet, right? So that being said, when the shoe's on the other foot, I'm gonna treat you exactly how you treated me.